So welcome to Street Talk number 10.
Buenas tardes.
David here today. David Ragliati, the other podcaster.
The other
Actually, I have so many people stopping and saying, ¿tú sabes que hay otro muchacho no haciendo podcast?
¿Quién es?
Pero nadie se da cuenta.
¿Quién es? Le voy a pegar.
Actually,
Que es mí, que
es
soy
mi
yo,
amigo
yo
mío.
soy aquel.
Pero tú eres business, ¿no?
Your business, that's my area. Pero bueno, business is
Yo de
like
business
life.
no sé nada.
Business is
Gas
life.
business, you've been doing it for how long?
2 years, yeah.
Exactly.
2 years, 2 years. So
Like
similar,
me,
yeah,
to
yeah.
me. I remember when I started, you gave me a lot of tips.
And I was learning from you as well, and it was a bit like,
So-
and how do you record your interviews, and what microphone do you use, and where do you do it? And I think it's just
Exactly.
evolved.
I think it's nice you cannot possibly think that you cannot learn from other people, because if you think that way, entonces no va a llegar a ningún lado.
Mira, do you know how many times we met and discussed how do you do this and what do you do with that? And we were both learning off each other and doing. In a small place like Jib, we have a market for what we both do.
Yeah.
So it's brilliant. And we
see
get
why
on really
not.
well.
And we get it, and it's about collaborating, ¿no? Que después dice, pero hay otra persona que hace los podcasts. Why have bad
¿Por qué?
BGBs? Cuando a lot of the times that we're talking about is very different. Okay, so I'm flattered to be on the show.
No, we,
Porque this is Main Street, literally.
yes,
Aquí hablamos-
this is street talk.
aquí hablamos
Although
de-
sometimes we do diverge
the
from
nitty-gritty.
street talk.
Pero
Pero esto
Ya veo.
just before Christmas, but it's going to come out after Christmas for various production reasons. I want to say a big thank you to Charlie. Charlie, who's our producer, who's brilliant and about to become a father of 3. So yes, Charlie has some challenges on the way. So thanks, Charlie, for all your hard work.
Good luck.
And also thanks to Latinos, because Tony and Lou was very kind and said we could film here. So here we are.
Vale.
Have a list. Dav has had
Nothing. I
6
don't
children this week.
I've had 6 children for the past 2 weeks. Estoy
That's, a
harta
bit-
ya.
that's awful because I
Estoy
remember
harta.
when that was
Estoy harta.
like that with me.
¿Está
You
mejor?
have- Uno se
Está
pone malo,
mejor.
después el otro se pone malo.
Está
y después-
mejor, lo que pasa que cansa.
Claro. That's how my
Cansa.
colleagues are in the office as well. Uno, si no está malo, si no está uno malo, se lo pasa al otro.
Y después lo que pasa es que tú sigues para adelante, pero está cansada y you're very short and you're very short with them, but it's not their fault, they're just sick.
Yeah.
Pero te cansa.
Claro. No,
Y ahora-
your stress levels are higher.
You know, I've resorted to sitting in front of my fireplace heater thing de noche and just looking at the flames así, ¿vale? Porque estoy tan cansada.
Hypnotic.
Sí,
¿no?
porque no
Yeah,
quiero que
exacto.
nadie me hable.
No.
No
But
quiero
is it
saber
a
nada.
Christmas fireplace or just a fireplace? No sé, como... Porque that would stress me out.
What's a Christmas
Christmas
fireplace?
No, fireplace not. If it was Christmas right now, because I'm 2, yo no tengo niños malos ni nada, but I've just moved home.
Yeah.
I don't know where anything is. Yesterday I tried to wrap the 2 presents that I bought so far, and I can't
2
find.
presents you
Me
bought so
encanta.
far.
Estás stressed.
Pero estoy stressed.
tú sabes que te
porque
voy a-
después
Are
yo-
you stressed?
Sí, bueno, no, stress is a big word, pero sí, estoy more short.
Te voy a pegar.
Porque estoy como, ¿dónde está el sellotape? Baby, ¿está dónde está? Where are the scissors? And I just don't know.
I would just stab you with my scissors.
Por Dios.
Sí.
No, we can't mention those things. on
No.
the podcast.
Oh, no, anyway,
La
I'm
última vez que me chillaron a mí en la televisión, no vea la que se formó.
¿Por qué?
No violence, please.
No violence.
Porque alguien
No,
me dijo
no
que se
violence.
quería más.
This is implied violence.
But
This is hypothetical violence.
no, this is potential, this could, this is stress levels up at Christmas.
Yo tengo,
¿Tú hay que tengo un chance?
yo tengo un whole area in my bedroom lleno de regalos. Y le dije,
Ay,
no
está
one's allowed
claro.
to look. Y ayer mandé al niño to get a stool so I could do something, change
And
a light
you
bulb.
think they're not looking?
Y me dice Mikey, but do I look or not? Digo, bueno, how else are you going to get the stool? Just get the stool.
Pero si Mikey-
Do I look in the corner
pero
because the
si-
stool was beside
Pero me
the
encanta, pero si va a cumplir 18 años, Mikey.
Ya lo sé, but
What
I
are
have
you
everything
doing?
hidden.
But I think at that age you probably won't
No,
look.
because
But
he
if you're
wanted a
younger,
present,
you're looking.
and I've pretended that we don't actually have, that it's sold out. So he's very disappointed because it's a very specific thing that he wanted.
Well, tu madre ruined my birthday present.
Well, no,
for
you might
Mikey.
as well tell us because
I
this is
know,
coming
she-
out after.
she did.
What is
Bueno,
it?
Yo le iba a
I'll tell
comprar
you
algo
what
al
it is.
niño para el birthday
Sí.
y la madre la estropea o la abuela.
Mi madre, la abuela se lo compró. Le he
super.
comprado un Mega Quest 633 mask de eso.
What is that?
To see.
I don't know either.
how it works,
Como un
but
VR.
It's like a VR.
Pero que para el Xbox o algo, porque
No,
yo eso
para
no.
Nintendo, yo qué sé,
Ah,
para
no me-
todo, porque
no,
you
para
don't
todo,
need
no,
to
para
be
todo.
connected with the Nintendo.
No, pero eso no vale para todo.
You lost
Ah,
me.
yo qué sé.
No, el
It's a-
PlayStation
it's a
es VR.
thing.
See, I put one of
He
them.
doesn't have a
A mí
PlayStation.
me da mareo, yo no puedo usarlo, me da fatiga.
That's what I've got him. There was like the last one in the shop. But it's, anyway, he doesn't think.
Yeah.
He thinks the shop is sold out. So by the
Qué
time he's,
lástima.
I know, me
Mi
neither.
niño.
But it's human nature. It's like, do not look behind
Yo no
the
puedo,
store.
mira, yo no puedo.
You wanted to talk about creative presence.
Well, not only because I wanted ideas, because. But I think
Hello.
by the time this goes out, I think it might be too late.
No
But,
importa, pero me gusta esta conversation.
sí,
¿Qué?
but no, because not that I have any ideas, but I have literally bought 2 presents. Okay, the other ones are vouchers, no? So I can buy people vouchers. But
Okay, vouchers
I wondered
and
what is the most
presents.
Vouchers are
creative.
cop-outs.
What's the most?
No, I don't think
Do you
so.
not? Well, don't tell me that because that's what people are getting this year.
That's what your 2 presents are.
No, they're 2
Lo
presents.
único
No.
que tiene.
No. But I want them. One's wine, and another one is Strawberries Baileys. Que tampoco I
Strawberries
haven't.
Baileys.
Strawberry Baileys.
See, my sister loves it.
Qué empalagoso,
Mira, lo
¿no?
venden aquí de esta nieta, and I just thought,
Uy, empalagoso
Me
wild.
encanta.
well, no, maybe it's not. Maybe a bottle in a sitting, but have you? What's the most
That's what we
creative
know.
present you've ever
No,
done?
no te puedo
The most creative
Yeah, well,
present
we'll
I've
see.
ever done. Bueno, a holiday and put it in, like print out this letter with this poem and wrap it up, put it in an
That's
envelope. Yes, but
That's
I
good
say, I
idea.
know, don't have. Yeah, that's a good
Because
idea.
you don't need the present at the
No,
time.
you write something out, you type it all up, you print it out, and that's it. And then you give them the.
I have one of those receipts.
Oh, those are my favorite presents. I've only had.
Esto va a salir después de Christmas y en verdad mis hijos no lo van a ver.
See,
Pero
spill the beans.
mis hijos van a ir a ver Pink en June.
Oh,
Amazing.
you
I've
got
seen
tickets.
her.
I have everything. Tickets, hotel,
Where are you going?
flights, todo. Londres.
Dice, mis hijos van a ver Pink, but really you're going to see Pink. Yes. También, of course.
No, because normally my husband and I go, pero they love her and we've been wanting them for a long time to experience a concert. Y como no lo vamos a llevar a lo que normalmente vamos nosotros, dale, los Eagles y Red Hot Chili Peppers, que they would love it.
Yeah, wow.
You would like it.
They would love
They
it.
might not like it at the time, but then they look back.
No,
and go,
they do
wow.
like it, eh. Mi casa es de música, so they love everything musical, pero que obviously Pink for them. Con que,
I love Pink.
oh yes.
And she's amazing live. She's,
Por eso.
she's
She really is.
She's amazing when
Yeah.
she's singing. She doesn't go off key.
El
Acrobatics,
todo,
flying
todo,
across.
qué
You know,
guapo.
like honestly, you're gonna have an amazing. So that's the best present ever.
No,
and now I
love
feel
that kind of present.
really bad.
Now you feel really bad with your voucher and your Baileys.
Marks and Spencer voucher and a bowl of Baileys from. So you can tell where I am.
You are.
I'm a radius.
You just reminded me, man.
I work here.
El Secret Santa en el trabajo.
So yeah,
Pedazo de
so
Secret
¿Qué
Santa.
te dieron for Secret Santa? We
Me
haven't done
dieron-
one this year.
Me dieron el Funko Pop de Harry Potter when he's pushing the trolley between platforms 9 and 10. Ese. Ferísimo.
what's the Funko Pop?
One of those little figures.
The figures that have the big head.
Like
Okay, I have seen them. I have seen them.
ridiculous name.
I love
So you collect them then? I've never met a collector. I think.
we are everywhere.
Well,
I
first
love
person
My son has a bunch of them.
Yo tengo Harry Potter, Lord
¿Y
of
dónde
the
los pone? Where do you put them
Rings.
at
Yo
home?
tengo una vitrina con mi Lego.
Wow.
I'm not very grown up.
No, but who's grown up in it? What is
What
being
is grown up? No sé, la gente que le gusta ir con su bolso de Marc Jacobs y van por la calle todo con las bufanditas.
Una bufanda, I've got a scarf.
We've all got a scarf.
Sí, pero no.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you
Yo no
mean.
tengo the whole.
Bueno, mira, vamos a hablar de manifesting, David.
Yes.
Porque we've had a conversation before about manifesting. I'm big into it this year. My daughter's the one who's taught me about it because she manifested. Porque quería ver Harry Styles. We managed to get tickets. Mum, you've got to manifest. And then when we went to the Harry Styles concert, we manifested that Harry Styles, in front of 68,000 people in Madrid, would say the word Gibraltar.
No way.
We spent a week manifesting. He said the word Gibraltar. Do you know why?
¿Tú lo viste
I
el
was at the
video?
concert and I
Yeah.
nearly died. I swear to
No,
God.
you told me the
When
story,
he
but
was
I really, I
running-
didn't know that.
The video of when he said
Because he gave this girl
the gender reveal.
of her
Yeah.
child. And she said, Lucy, where are you from? And she said, Gibraltar. And he went, Gibraltar? Can
so-
you imagine the middle of Madrid
so that
with all the Spaniards? Y nosotros, Gibraltar, dicho Gibraltar.
But that was a whole unrelated
But we'd
situation.
Been, yes, but we've been manifesting.
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
Harry Styles somehow
Wow.
in his gig to say Gibraltar, and he did.
What he needs to do is sing about Gibraltar.
Bueno,
Eso
eso
sería
ya-
ya for
eso ya
Jeff
otro-
PLC, that would be.
Pero
Harry Styles
yo no sabía cómo se
llévame.
manifesting.
but that would be
How
really
you manifest.
good. When are you? Look,
How do you do it?
it seems like I'm talking to a pro because
No.
you obviously know.
No.
I'm relatively new to it también, and I think you've manifested something. And okay, so back in the day, coming to I'm 45 this year. Like it was always de toda la vida or resolution. What's your resolution this year? What do you want? And it's always
Like a
around
New
this time.
Year's resolution.
See, because
Like changing
and I know,
something.
but that's what introduced me to manifesting in the first sense. No, I'm saying you are looking towards the new year, the future, and usually you do this around this time. No, like traditionally you do this with resolutions.
Resolution sí.
Por eso.
Manifesting no.
But manifesting there
is
isn't.
anytime.
You can do it anytime.
Anytime.
I guess, but I did it. I did my manifesting towards the end of last year, right? And I was talking to the girls in the office. Okay, they were like an education. They were like, and I was like, ¿eso de qué va? And they started telling me what it was. And rather than think of resolutions, which a lot of the time you go, voy a dejar de fumar, or I'm going to go to the gym more, or I'm going to eat less, I'm going to lose weight. This is just about actually being positive and setting an intention.
An intention. You have to set an
And-
intention.
How do you set
Why?
the intention? You say it. You say
Yes,
it to
you
yourself
say it.
in the mirror. Like you look in the mirror.
No, I don't.
No.
I say it out.
you're walking around.
And I say it. Yo se lo pido. This is gonna sound really hippy dippy. En plan, me fumo tres canutos. Y no. But I ask the universe.
Okay.
Yo no soy religiosa, so
okay.
I'm not gonna pray to Jesus ni nada de eso. But I say it. Digo, mira, please, can this happen? If it's meant to happen and if it's going to be good for me, can this happen?
Okay.
No, please, me puedes regalar a alguien un Ferrari? No.
Oh, I want to win the. For me, it was
See,
like I think we've all got our ways, and I think again, no, I always put candles. Como el loco de las velas.
See, no,
candles.
it's different.
It's almost like you go into my house sometimes if
It's
there's
like an
something going
offering.
on. It's like something about sending light or reminding
It's a white
yourself
light,
about an intention.
That's right.
And for me, it was more about if I want to change my professional circumstances or I want my relationship to change in some way.
That's right.
It's kind of writing that down. For me, I write everything down.
Sí, tomo tan
and then-
journaling, tan lo gratitude.
Claro, but just keep that as an overseeing thing that you want to do. So grow closer to my partner,
Yeah.
say. Well, if you
Yeah.
put that there,
or have
what does
better
that look like?
communication, or-
Supports them in what they want.
Yeah.
No, I want to marry my partner, but that's what happened to me this year. So it's like, so you
Well,
go.
you wanted to marry your partner.
When I put in, honest
He
to
wanted
God.
to marry you
Me
too.
dice a mí, pero me dice a mí, David, ponlo on tu board. Yeah, it's a joke. Put it on your board for next year. I wrote, move closer with Joaquin, and I drew 2 rings of thing, but it wasn't even in my mind to get married. And then this year
You
we got
drew this and you
married.
put it on your board.
I said, buy a home.
he see it?
And I bought a home this year. Es que de verdad, estoy como, what do I put on my board? Anything, I'm taking requests.
Oof, I've got a whole list.
But when we all do, but it's about remembering that it helped me with the home, especially because you have to save. And I've never, a mi edad, I haven't had a property before. So it's remembering that you have to make those choices. So for me, it wasn't going in the mirror and going, reminding, but having my board, get on A3 piece of paper on the wall.
Por ejemplo, the whole mirror thing, ¿no? Cuando te dicen, look in the mirror and say, you're
Ay, yo me
powerful,
río.
you're beautiful. Yo soy la tía más cínica del mundo. Yo voy siempre como, shut up. I can't. Pero what I do, for example, is, hay veces que digo, yeah, you can. Me hablo yo, no digo, yeah, you can, no seas tonta. This is silly. You've done this before, come on. And before you couldn't, mírate ahora. En ese plan, ¿no? Como like your own, you're championing yourself. Pero yo, por ejemplo, like I said, I talk about it. Yo hablo mucho sola. ¿Vale? Y soy, venga, if this is gonna be good for me, if this is gonna help me in my journey, can it happen, please? Can it happen? Y mira, lo de que yo quería part-time pasó.
That's
Te
right.
digo, and I was very happy, and I thought nunca va a pasar porque esto es algo que es muy difícil. Mira, ha pasado. I'm still on that journey to see how it can improve things because it takes a while. It's not like por acá you start working part-time y hay flores y pajaritos and it's all beautiful.
No, but it does.
It's progressive.
And also, it's meant to be. So obviously, with you, it was meant to be.
See, like there's one thing that it was a mega coincidence, but maybe when it comes to things like I want to buy a car or something that some of the people watching or whatever might want, but then by having that present and visible.
You're more aware.
Then you're just going, no, I'm not going to go out tonight. Actually, I'm going to save me the something pam, en vez de Hungry Monkey, me hago un sandwich, y that goes towards the fun.
Ahí
So
está.
it's just being more positive, right?
Y también en verdad there's a big como there's a lot of organization as well, ¿no? Ya no es como no eres todo willy nilly. Ya you're thinking about it more. You're more focused. So
Driven,
you
¿no?
don't make
Driven,
these
more
random
better.
decisions that then you think.
Yeah.
Sí.
So, no sé.
Sí, maybe. Sí.
Well, I love the whole idea of manifesting. I think more people should do it. I kind of say, like you say it to the universe. I'm religious, so I'll say, "I God, please," or "Please, Lord, if you're listening." And I talk to him because he is.
When I
who
was-
kind of prayed to.
When I was religious, a mí siempre me costaba mucho trabajo de pedir.
Pero yo siempre pido como pide tú. Por ejemplo, I ask for it. If that's your will, then let it be done, or things like that. If that should happen, then let it be done. Then I went to a talk one day with this lady who talks about manifesting to the universe. So I do that as well now. I manifest to both.
Me encanta, qué lista eres, claro. Kicks por si pega, ¿no? Qué bien.
No, but part of it, I think, is not just PD. It's about, like, what's my accountability in this?
And I
What voy a
will say
hacer
thank you as well.
para hacer
It's
eso?
super important to
Yeah.
say thank you as well,
Verdad,
and to be
thank you.
grateful. And I don't
Eso
think people do that.
es una cosa muy
You know what?
importante.
You know what? People who go through mental health issues, because I've had mental health issues, one of the things that you are meant to think of or write down every night is 5 things you're grateful for in the day.
Yeah.
And if you have a diary of 5 things you're grateful for every day, you go to bed on a positive, and you wake up and you think, oh, lo voy a ver, or that's the last thing in your mind, and that elevates you for the day.
Yeah.
Yo no lo hago, pero
I can see how it works. Like,
It does
how maybe
work.
One thing. I'm just thinking, how would I do that? I'd have to have, like, one thing a day, not
five
5
things
things.
a
Como
day.
que no.
y además que te repite. A mí lo que me
listen.
agobia es la repetición.
My kids, my
I'm
cat.
grateful for my kids.
Woke up
I'm
as
grateful
well.
for
Thank you. I'm grateful
Yes.
for the walk to
Yeah,
work
yeah,
because
yeah.
it was
For
a really
everything,
beautiful
Mama.
day.
Look at this day.
I'm grateful that the sun was shining because for 10 minutes when I went out for my break, I got the sun on my face and it made me feel good.
Sometimes we forget, no? The,
Yes, things like that. Like,
Sometimes
I'm really grateful that I
No,
got home.
we forget de que las cosas que tenemos para otras personas es un lujazo.
Claro.
We forget. Que tú dices, por favor, qué cosa. Pero tú dices,
Yeah.
bueno, pero es que hay gente que diría lo que yo daría por hacer algo
Bueno,
así.
decidme algo, hablando de resolutions. ¿Tenéis resolutions para el año nuevo?
Yo siempre tengo el mismo.
Pero do you stick to it?
Yep, because I don't have to, in the sense that it's more about a mindset than doing it. And for me, my resolution, y lo digo because it's gonna sound really stupid, but it is the hardest thing you could ever do.
It's mystery.
To be happy.
Yeah, but
Okay?
Oof, it's a complicated. Is that a
it's
resolution?
not really a resolution.
Yes, it is.
Nasty, that's just fucking reasonable.
Yes, it is. Because you know how hard it is not to get into a negative mindset and not to. Muy, muy difícil.
But would it be not as easy, but the resolution then might be to be more positive? Porque yo me puse en my board last year, puse be more positive, smile more. Porque a veces me ven la gente como because I'm busy working, más serio, and I'm really not, ¿no? Porque digo, smile more and enjoy. Porque we are busy doing so much, and I work on the podcast and I have a full-time job, y a veces
Pero no ve, a mí eso no me funciona.
sí, vale.
Porque
You
yo
have
soy
to
una
be happy.
persona
Yeah.
que me río mucho
Y después lo opposite.
y después por dentro como soy.
Sí, no, después las cosas le afectan, muchas cosas le afectan.
Porque remember when you did the podcast
Yes.
and you said, but you're
Yes.
so positive, and I said, but I'm not. Lo que pasa es que me gusta hacerte de reír. Me gusta el...
Deflecting as well, no? A bit.
It's not deflecting, it's the fact de que it's not, I'm not deflecting. If I can't be happy for whatever reasons, but can I make you happy? Entonces ya está.
Okay.
That's what it is. So you always see me, oiga, que pesada, niña, que pesada, pero después monda niña por dentro está fatal.
Yeah.
Vale? So for me, it's the intention is that I have to be happy. And it means be happy with what you have, with where you're at. Because a mí, those things bog me down. Y I lose perspective and focus of how things are.
So do you make a plan of the things that are going to make you happier?
It is the fact that I intentionally have to be aware.
Okay. And does it work?
I do it every year, and I keep on trying every year. If
You
it
do
does,
every day, because this is something that you can't just.
no, you do it all the
to do it
time.
all the time.
All the time. It's exhausting
Yes, it's exhausting.
because you have to change your bad habits all the time.
Tell me. Yeah, tell me yours.
What resolution?
Well, something that you want to change, maybe. Or
I think it's similar. It's similar to this one. I think it's kind of now going, being positive, but also accepting where I am
Exactly.
more.
do you find that hard?
See, sometimes I have. I've always kind of wanted to do more, put more.
Y después tú dices, what is this
lose
more going to
weight,
give me?
Claro, lose weight, go running, and I do all these things, pero después digo, espérate, it's nice just to.
Do I feel
also,
different?
Also trying to change the relationships around me, you know, because sometimes you've just got to
Por ejemplo,
let them and.
yo estoy todo el tiempo, I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight. As I lose weight, I'm getting flabbier. ¿Vale? So now I have a different thing that makes me unhappy. So what should the focus be? The focus should be that I should accept me.
And be happy, yeah. So that makes a lot of sense. Right? They're just.
So
be
that's why
happy.
my resolutions are no longer about voy a perder peso, voy a hacer esto. No, I'm going to be happy. How do I be happy? Pues mira, haciendo esto y esto y esto. But as a consequence of my need to find this happiness, no, because it's going to make me happy.
Okay, so I chose last year, maybe, well, thanks to her a little bit, and she won't even know this, because she kind of put me as my place a lot. A lot of people say que Sawa es Tavinia y tú siempre estás contenta. But actually, Tavinia makes a lot of sense muchas veces. Me dijo,
Llama a mi
Set on
marido.
camera, she said that on camera.
Llama a mi marido.
me dijo un día, tú tienes que pasar de la gente, porque yo me preocupaba mucho what people thought about me. And they used to, I have some friends who judge me all the time. She said, why are you entertaining? And I think it happens to all of us, not just to me. We have some people in our lives, maybe not friends, but family, who drop comments every now and again because they know they can. Simple, they know they can. And then it's up to you
But
to
why can't they?
choose.
But why can't they?
It's up to you to choose.
But why can't they?
Because I've let them.
Thank you.
So it's up to you. It's
On how you take that.
The power is
choose to
power
deal
is
with it.
yours.
The problem is
People-
exactly.
people treat you how you let them.
I have decided somewhere along the line. It wasn't at the beginning of the year, but it's something that I've thought a lot about this year. I have decided not to engage or not to run after
Or entertain.
these kind of people who just don't bring me any happiness or any joy.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's
And
funny,
it's
been
liberating.
about 4 or 5 where I was always worried. Oh, I always call them, they never call me. Or when I do call them, me sueltan indirecta. Or me dicen, why don't you do this? Why are you doing that?
And you're
So it's about-
absorbing.
It's the validation side of it, ¿no? Que estamos todos siempre, there is an element of that, ¿no? Creo que
Yes.
that's why sometimes we've had these friendships, and we've all had them.
Yes.
Okay, sometimes aren't the best ones, but for some reason we're like,
Yes, but what if
because
you-
we want their
because it's
approval.
ridiculous.
Because we need their approval. We need their validation. You don't need anybody's validation.
No, but it takes a long time to do that. And
Claro.
sometimes
Yes,
con
it
maturity,
does.
too, porque as a gay guy coming out at the start, you just want to, that's partly why you work harder. You do this because you just want everyone's approval, just to kind of prove a point. Whereas actually, when you're gay, you
porque-
don't need to. I
Pero me
know.
encanta que como this is very interesting porque como uy, he's gay pero no importa because he's really hardworking and successful.
Well, something you feel like,
Qué pesada, ¿no? Es que when you say it out loud, tú dices,
and I know not to play. And I'm very conscious, I've never played that card or whatever. But of course, it's in, and it's something that's studied about, and people who have are different, or especially back in the day, come in with a overachieving or this or that because you feel that you're already on a handicap. Pero vamos, that's how I felt. But this year has been different. It's un
it's
poquito como tú.
interesting.
Let them.
Yes.
If you don't text me, let them.
I don't know, at some point, después que me lo dijo como 4 o 5 veces, then said, do you know what, she's right, and I don't really need these people around, and I'm not interested in it.
Yeah.
Es que no te están aportando
No me están aportando
nada.
nada. And estoy muy bien.
So, so your resolution for next year, for this year,
Carry on like that, and to focus more on what makes me happy, actually. Next year's a big change for me.
Okay.
Because my son goes to university in September, which means that for 2 years we'll be childless. Well, childless, they'll come and go.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very strange. My husband's really excited about it because he's planning all these things to do.
I would be too.
And I am a little bit
Empty
like...
nest.
Ella con emptiness
Emptiness
lo lleva
syndrome.
fatal.
Lo llevo fatal because I have a great relationship with my children. I adore them. But I need to kind of think a bit more about me.
Yeah, that's an
But
opportunity
it's
in
another
there.
thing
Clara.
where you learn, where you're learning it, where you have to learn it. So
Yeah. That's going to be hard because it's easy to put
So,
distance con la gente que you don't want to see, pero people
yes,
you do.
and I'm gonna. The other thing is,
Es que
I
yo,
don't know.
I'm very different in that sense. Mi marido y yo siempre decimos lo mismo. Raise them and let them fly.
it's very easy to say that. I have let them fly. My daughter's flying, but I miss her lots.
See, and they'll come home and it's just, but I know what you mean.
Sí, pero ella va también. Sí, pero ella va también, ¿eh?
Bad time. I know I go and see her.
A lot.
I had a bad time, but I think it was menopause related
Vale.
as well in September, like 2 years ago.
Estaba fatal con la hormona, estaba
My
fatal.
hormones, I had no estrogen. That's another big thing. Okay, we talk about, but
Hormones, I've realized now de que I was shown that they control everything.
Yes, they do.
A tal punto que you can very easily think that you've lost your mind, ¿eh? Así de
are
importante
you
eso.
hormonal as a bloke?
I guess
you
I
think
guess
that
we
you-
are not many people. There isn't much studies to the male the menopause, but it's already called the menopause. Okay. So I guess so in terms of I'm more than my husband. I'm more up and down, but yeah, I don't know. Is the answer?
very
It's
different.
something I've really thought about.
It's very different.
But I know that my friends, my female friends who are going through the hormonal change, like the menopause, tiene tela. And
It is.
now the stigma is getting beaten. More and more people understand it, more people talk about it. Because it sounds like a shitter.
It's
Sorry,
awful.
it's awful. Because from one moment to the next, if it's not a physical thing like the hot sweats,
It's an emotional.
mood,
The emotion.
just crying. I had a friend who just burst out crying all the time. She was living with us at the time, and it was tough because the patience was there. You know what I mean? Está llorando. Like before, you'd know what it was about, but it made things difficult for her.
Es que when you don't understand it, when people don't understand things, sometimes they react either with anger or fear, ¿no?
Yeah.
Tú dices, por Dios.
See, a lot of it is fear as well. I was always worried. I think it's because I'm an only child. I've gone through life always worrying that I'm going to end up on my own. This thing in my head, I don't want to be on my own. I don't want to be on my own.
I can't even imagine you being on your own ever. Come on. Yeah, I can imagine how no on our own doing a podcast just
Because
to.
actually, when I go home and I'm on my own, I walk into the house and I think, oh my God, there's no one home. Que bien. Isn't that weird?
Pero that's interesting that you should say
I
that.
worry about being on my own, but when I actually get home and there's nobody
So you
there,
worry about
me
nothing.
tiro en el sofá and I'm like, que bien.
Sí, pero
estoy
eso es
sola.
un break. That's
Pero
not
maybe-
being on your own.
Maybe yes. Maybe
Por
yes.
ejemplo, una cosa que me dice,
Exactly,
yo siempre
maybe it's a break.
he estado sola, ¿vale? Yo soy una persona que puedo estar sola, yo salgo a comer sola, yo he ido al cine sola, I'm fine. And I remember somebody saying to me, but aren't you lonely? And I said, just because I'm alone doesn't mean I'm lonely.
That's a Pink song.
Is it?
Yeah, she's a lyric. There's a lyric in a Pink song that she says.
Entonces, yo soy una persona, I'm very comfortable in my own company, and I don't need that thing. ¿Vale? Mi marido, por ejemplo, le gusta estar con alguien. Te digo, y él como, bueno, ¿qué hago? ¿Qué voy a ir solo? Y yo le digo, yes. Y él piensa, no. So it's a very different thing. But it's very interesting that you're afraid.
I've always been like
But
that.
what's
but I
wrong
think
with being alone?
Nothing. And I've also gone to the cinema alone.
It's super
And I've also
empowering.
gone out to eat alone, and I've traveled alone.
Y además que you can always be, but you can always be in the presence of people and be really lonely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
interesting.
this year with your son going to uni, and maybe the end of this year, beginning of next is when you discover a bit more time on your.
Oh, discover
I
you.
want to do other things, and there's things that I want to do.
So do
No,
that.
it's just it's like the
Discover
change.
myself.
Yeah,
That has to
discover
be,
myself. That would be my resolution.
Yeah, that would discover myself, or your
Yeah.
manifest as to what is.
What
Spend
is it?
some
What
more
am
time
I?
alone.
What am I?
Who are you?
Who am I? Yes.
No, en
Oh my
serio?
gosh, this is really deep stuff.
Bit deep. Let's lighten the mood. Vale? I've got a few questions. I thought to change it a little bit, to ask both of you, see what you think, vale? And maybe we can discuss. So, what gives you the greatest pleasure?
Oh.
It's a good one.
Oh my god, that's
Yes.
so big.
Yes. What gives you the greatest pleasure? So,
Eso que como
what gives
guilty,
you the
guilty
greatest
pleasures.
Not guilty
No.
pleasure. What makes you the happiest?
Uy, the happiest.
The greatest, I don't know, pleasure.
Uy,
It can be whatever.
This is
no,
very
it could
difficult.
on a very little thing. I haven't got kids. I've got two
Te iba a
cats.
decir, no, a mí me lo está tropeando porque
No,
am I expected
cuando
to
yo-
say my
in the
children?
in the morning, I wake up and I've got one of the cats, and I get up and digo, ay, Nachito,
Oh, she loves cats.
Nacho.
Mi niña se fue.
ay, mírala. Pues when they look at you and they say, and when they choose to sit on your lap, that gives me joy. I
Se
think.
llama Nachita.
No, Nacho.
Nacho.
Ah,
Nacho
Nacho.
kids like Nacho, and he's una patata. He's really big. So he gives me a lot of joy. But really, when you think of like, it's just being with my mom. She gives me a lot of joy, and being able to relax. It doesn't happen a lot of just when you have like the afternoon to yourself,
Yeah.
or that's what I mean. So that gives me
Joy.
Pero
que te
you
va al
don't-
campo,
Pero you
or
don't
you
have
go
the
walk
afternoon
down.
to yourself.
Sorry.
The wheel was coming off one of the cases. I was thinking.
No, but you know what I mean? That brings me joy. So it's a very hard one to say what brings me the biggest pleasure. Claro, my heart, all the things that I'm grateful for, but that
Pero
would
no, eso es
be,
lo otro. Yo me expected to say my children.
I'm grateful for my, yeah.
Sí, pero por Dios. Es como cuando me dijeron a mí, cuando yo vi a Slash de Guns N' Roses, and I said that was the best night of my life, y me dijeron, uy, por Dios, no era cuando nacieron tus hijos. Y yo dije, ni mis hijos nacieron de día.
That first
Ugh.
coffee in the morning.
Mi chi por la mañana. Como...
¿Y tú qué? No, amiga, I want to ask her,
I
what's
love
that?
eating.
Oh.
I get excited about food.
Qué bueno. Bueno,
Pero,
if you ask me
pero
what-
funnily enough,
I'm going to restaurants that I like, that I know I'm going to eat like
pero
this.
you know what? Funnily enough, a mí me encanta de comer, ¿vale? Me encanta. Y yo como lo que sea. And lately, that's how I know that I'm not doing okay. Because I'm not interested in food.
Oh,
And I think,
big sign.
oh,
Yeah.
something's
Yeah.
not okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Porque no se me apetece nada, no se me mete nada por ojo, and that's not a good thing. So that's interesting.
Yeah. I love food.
Oh,
But I don't know, I need a bit of that because right now I'm just like, I'll have a thing, one
no, I'll
celebration,
eat
no,
it.
that's
I'll eat
Yeah, vale, but
it.
you're not taking the pleasure from it.
No, it's automatic and it's because it's required.
What's
Pero
your
I'm
favorite
not.
food? And just like,
Okay, bueno,
Sissy,
muy
what's
para,
let's
everything.
choose one thing.
One?
With the big, okay, so you get pleasure from food. What's your
I love
biggest
Chinese
pleasure?
food is my favorite.
Sí, I know, bien Indian.
Yo pasta.
Pero what is chino
I
there?
love duck.
In the wraps.
I love the rat.
Sin el
I love
hoisin.
noodles.
I know.
I love sweet and sour.
Yo pasta. Pasta como tú quieres.
I
Un
can't.
bollo buen hecho del Covey Run with it for lunch.
Me encanta
Ham and
Covey Run.
cheese. Ham and cheese de toda la vida. With
Cheese.
plenty of
Con una
pasta.
tacita de té.
Un montón de
Ham
pasta.
and cheese with butter.
Y un santo.
You santo.
Santo.
I can't
Dios.
stand. I don't like anything very.
I'll have a
sweet.
frozen
No, but I
one.
think that's not pleasure. That's like nostalgia. Doesn't that when that's
Oh,
like
you know what's a
comfort food.
guilty?
Para mí un
You
comfort
know what's
food
a
es
pleasure
un
for
bollo.
me? It's really bad. Nocilla, pero con cuchara. Wow.
Mi madre
That's a
nos
guilty
decía.
pleasure.
Eso
Yeah.
es una poca vergüenza.
My
Es lo
mom
que
used to say, ponte mom, puedo que have nocilla, yes, but only a bit. And me and my sister would get it with a spoon y ponerlo ahí, medio ya.
Sí, pero tú en el pan, nosotros la cuchara.
No, pero bueno, el pipán.
I had it yesterday, actually. I had it yesterday.
Next question, you like this one, both of you. Do you have faith in a higher power?
Yes, but I don't know what it is.
Same answer, actually.
I have faith in something, but I don't know what it is. And I don't care to know what it is. It doesn't bother me.
See, I don't have time in this life to figure
No,
it
no,
out.
no hay time.
Por eso.
No hay time.
No, vale.
Es que me da igual. No necesito saberlo.
But I do think there's something, not maybe a greater being, but there's an
Some-
energy,
an energy,
force,
yes,
when it comes to
yes.
down to vibes.
You feel like there's.
Yeah, I do. But I don't believe in you know, the cliche, the religion, you have to do this, you have to do that to practice. I think
No.
if you can take time out to reflect and
Just try and be a good person y punto, ya
yeah,
está.
don't be a
No.
Very good. Okay. Tell me one thing that you both actually changed about yourselves in over the years.
You're on the Sakamoto questions.
They're good.
Yo
They
mucho.
are.
Well, they're thought provoking. That's why I wanted to ask you them.
I used to go around thinking that everybody was being shitty to me. And I used to let it affect my mood until one day, me acuerdo y dónde era, me acuerdo con quién era y todo, ¿eh? I just had this moment of, you know what? It's you. Eres una amarga. And the reason, I'm serious, and the reason why people react that way to you is because you are there first. And I changed from that day. What things that happen to me are my responsibility, are my choices, and the way that people react to me are it's because of the way that I am putting myself out. Ahora, si me responden bien, bien. Si me responden mal, maybe it's something I said. Maybe it is, and if it isn't, no me interesa. That's how they are choosing to see it. Pero yo me di cuenta que yo era una amarga de la vida y por eso la gente me trataban como me trataban. And I used to think, hay que ver qué mal me sale todo y qué mal.
So you moved from
No.
a victim ahí,
No,
como
era
victim
yo, ¿vale?
mentality
Era
to-
yo y ya está.
Vale.
And
that was
I'm
massive.
going to just say something on this, on
Sí,
that.
claro.
I went to a talk that somebody, Tina Galliano, did actually. It was all about that. It was about it's called The Secret. She's read this book, The Secret. What you put out is what you attract.
Yes.
And I have noticed that 100% recently. Yes. That what you put out is exactly what you get back. And I look at other people around me and other people's behavior out there, and it is.
That's I think
it
that's
is.
that's
It is
essentially
exactly what you've just said. What you're putting out is what you're getting back. That's why you are amarga.
so it's accountability. But you're changed now, no? You're not.
Sí.
No, ya no era una amarga.
No.
She's not. Although
No,
people think she
but
is.
it is.
People think
That's
I
why
am,
I
que me
think-
da igual, que
Because
piense
some
lo que
people don't-
quiera.
yeah.
Sí, pero that's why-
Another thing that I came to the
Sí.
conclusion as well was cuando la gente dice, no, porque Davinia es así. If you don't take the time to get to know me, then no me interesa. If you're going to assume something, porque me ha visto cuando tú no sabes que yo soy, sí, soy súper cínica, soy súper hecho, pero soy así. Usually it's more of either protection thing o porque me gusta ese tipo de humor.
Yeah.
And if you don't see through that and you don't see como yo soy por dentro, entonces I don't have time for you. Me da igual.
Sí, sí.
I don't care.
Bueno, ¿y tú?
No, I think, pero mira, lo de what you put out and the law of attraction and all of that, 100%. Y por eso I think when I said I need to smile more, que la gente ve que, because if not, if you're serious, you attract serious. Y actually, I'm not serious. So I want to be around people who aren't so much. For me, it's been over the years que yo me he dado cuenta que I used to try so much to fit in todo el tiempo,
People pleasing.
not put your head up. And over the last couple of years, especially con lo del podcast, things like this wouldn't have even imagined to me 2 years ago. In a place like Jib, which is amazing and great, it's also a small community. And if you put your head up the parapet sometimes, la gente it's not easy. You have to be very confident and you have to be happy with yourself. And I think that's been a thing that I've changed in myself.
Yeah, well, that's good.
And that I've seen give my confidence. Que,
There's someone who watches the podcast que dice que yo soy una amarga.
bueno, no, she's not in real person. In real life, she's not una amarga. From what I'm going to get to know her more, pero no. And the other one is, see, I think it's if you put, it comes to the same thing, confidence, not being so much about saying the right thing.
All about
No,
confidence.
al contrario, I was saying the right thing all the time.
Yeah,
Y-
paso,
porque
I'm gonna say what I think.
And you're insipid, ¿no?
Es que no, es que tú
Okay,
tienes
that's
tú tienes que poder estar cómodo dando tu opinión, si no, entonces, ¿qué estamos haciendo?
Pero a veces que no lo tengo. It's like sometimes I'm quite easygoing. So you say,
That's
"What's your
fine.
favorite movie?" And I go, "Oh, I'm sure I have one, but I don't have I'm never black and white."
Ni
I'm
yo,
quite
yo
easy
digo
to go with the
muchas,
flow.
pues antes ella preguntó qué, muchas cosas, no sé. Depende del mood, depende
Like
de
food,
esto,
sí.
depende de lo otro.
Well, no, for example, I don't have one food I don't like. I have to really think about it. Marzipan, me la...
Qué
pero no.
asco.
Anyway,
Qué
digressing.
Anyway.
Any no more questions, no?
Sí, 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 sigue, sigue,
She
sigue.
likes this.
Sí.
I was going to tell you about me. I have what I've changed about myself in case you wanted to know.
Yes, please.
No, en verdad no.
I've got a list of
it's funny,
questions
it's
now.
Me da
interesting.
igual.
I'm an only child, and I kind of have been brought up to be submissive, to always agree and do what my parents wanted me to do, and I have carried this throughout my life. And it got to a point where I thought, right, that's it. I'm not being trampled on anymore. And people probably don't know this about me, but I've stood up for myself recently.
Sí, la pobre, me vine todo proud.
I'm always worried
You're
about
really
what
proud of me.
more of that.
I said no, y yo, muy bien. Después otro día me dice, no, me ha pasado esto. Y yo, ¿por qué no le dijiste que no?
le mando WhatsApps.
Escúchame, you shouldn't,
Esta me
but the
pone derecha.
perception, porque yo siempre la escucho en la radio. I've
Okay.
always heard her on the radio, and it doesn't come
How
across.
sweet.
Con que,
Bueno,
yes,
last
say
question.
no more,
Last
yes.
question. What is your biggest wish for 2024?
World peace, la verdad.
Ay, para. You want to swim with the dolphins también. Qué
He's
bonito.
standing there.
I want world peace
No,
and
you
I
know
want
what?
to swim
I
with the
want
dolphins.
bananas.
Thank
Go on a
you.
big holiday world cruise.
Me encanta.
want-
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, yes,
Thank you. Good night.
Good evening, Peter.
Good evening,
That
Andy.
was, it was always Peter Canes, and it was always like.
No, para mí es good evening, Andy. Good evening, everyone.
¿Quién es Andy?
Andy Kum. Good evening, Andy. Después, I really want to swim with the dolphins.
Yes.
Pues llegate a Portugal, tampoco tiene que ir tan lejos. No puedo, stop it.
You know, when I presented Miss Chip, this was the funniest thing. I really wanted to say, do you want something like that? Like, do you want to go on a big holiday world cruise, or do you want to cruise? But I was told I wasn't allowed to.
Of course you can't, te va a cachondear toda la cara.
Pero no era cachondeo, it's just like fun because it's standard questions.
Yo tengo una lista
Bueno,
de...
what's
Kind
your
of
big
question. Big wish, mira. I know it's cliche, but mira, health for my whole family. It's been a really good year. I want that to continue for this year.
Good, good.
And if I can, so if there's a deal or no deal or whatever at the border, yet there's some resolution. Que algo pase.
No va a pasar nada.
Que sea bueno.
Clarity.
No va a pasar nada.
Pero ¿y tú qué? Venga, shush.
I
¿Qué
can't
quieres
say
tú?
it, it's too personal.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Bueno,
Well, I
we
wish.
hope it works out. We'll manifest whatever it is. And mine is, I think, just to keep going as I'm going, because I'm doing quite well.
Good.
Yes.
And I'm quite proud of myself, and I've changed lots of things. Actually, she's helped me a lot. She doesn't really know it.
La amarga.
Never actually told her, but I've
Mira,
changed.
di la verdad que estoy por detrás diciéndote que asco, no vale para nada.
No, pero se ve que tenéis un dynamic
Pero-
aquí really, really, really good, and you can both be like, yeah.
¿Te imaginas qué
No,
aburrimiento?
at all.
So
Siempre
fucking
nos
boring.
Que no,
Pero-
stick on this trajectory. It's not doing you any harm. Y carry on. And health extends to
Yes,
both
and help
being.
you, David, and you must come back because we really enjoyed.
I will anytime.
I speak for Dav as well.
Que la conozco toda la vida.
Bueno, tú sabes que ya he caído, ¿no?
¿Sí? Ah, pues nada, me lo va a decir ahora.
everybody.
Yes.
Ya he caído.
Happy New Year.
Thank
All
you
the
for being
best.
there. Thank you to Travel Counsellors for sponsoring.
Weekend in London, big trip to New York, or lounge on the beaches of Bali? Do you have some big travel plans for 2024? Here at Travel Counsellors Gibraltar, we pride ourselves on being friendly, helpful, knowledgeable, and always readily available. So if you have some travel ideas or are looking for some inspiration, then don't hesitate to get in touch. There's really no such thing as fashionably late with travel. The earlier, the better. We can't wait to speak to you.